when you're watching Protagonistas. Chao, chao.
Y la gente, no se seguía la música, ¿no?
No seguía
la música. ¿Cómo le va, gente? Muchísimas gracias por estar ahí.
No sé qué decir.
Espero que se escuche bien, se escucha bien, se
Perfecto.
ve bien. Perfecto, genial.
Yo no sé qué decir, no sé vos.
Hoy es un día especial. Vamos a hablar a partir de ahora en inglés. Ya saben cómo es la dinámica. Hablamos en español para ustedes, pero después tienen acá arriba, le voy a dejar los subtítulos, cómo poner los subtítulos en español, porque esto después se traduce automáticamente al inglés y tiene la traducción automática al español. Así que vamos a hablar en inglés. We are proud to announce our new guest for Protagonista del Cómic, number 45, Mario.
45 now, and it's a thrill because it's a dream come true to us because he's one of our favorite writers.
I think it's one of the most
here in Argentina.
Most favorite writers here in Argentina, and he had published here in Argentina like four or five great graphic novels here.
Yes.
So he's the one and only Tom King, sir. Hello.
What an absolute pleasure to be here. You guys are so kind to have me. Thank you for letting me on. Let me apologize up front and that I can't speak Spanish. Let me say how kind it is for you to do the interview in English. Thank you.
No.
Although I hate that you're both smarter than me in the fact that you know another language and I'm the dumbass.
No.
I hate it. No, I hate you. Now I'm already jealous of you.
We try, Tom. We try.
We try our best.
We try our best. We do our best.
I took years of different languages and learned shit. So you guys are so far fucking ahead. I took 9 years of French. I can't say put the cat on the table. I took intensive Russian in the CIA. Can't say anything. I learned I don't know, Urdu at one point. Nothing. There's nothing in my head. All I speak is this stupid English. So thank you so much for being so fucking smart. You guys rock.
Yeah. And so, you know, our here in the chat, they say this is real. We are talking with you.
They can't believe that.
They can't believe that.
This is AI. This is AI me. This is the real me is he's thin. He has fucking hair. He's a handsome guy. This is the AI version of me is much worse. And there's no gray in his beard. He's a goddamn stud. But he doesn't like to be on camera, so I have to be this version. Yeah, it makes him look better when people see him in person. Hi.
So Tom,
what a pleasure to be here. I can't believe all the way to Argentina. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's a real pleasure to have you on this show because we began 4 years ago interviewing Jerry Orway, and we finished. We don't know finish, but you are the last guest.
I'm not. You're closing it down. This is the end of the podcast. Oh, I apologize. And it was all downhill. You're like, we started Jerry Ordway, and then we get everybody else, and then Tom, and then we're fucking done. I get it.
No. I ended with the highest note.
Oh, the highest note.
I ended with the highest note.
That's what I.
We have the
highest show. Thank you very much. This was awesome. Thank you.
Oh, good.
See you in the next life.
Yeah. It's a real pleasure to have you here. I can't believe I'm speaking with you, and I can't believe I would have the chance to speak with you anytime. You are one of my favorite writers, indeed.
Yeah, mine too.
let me return the favor entirely. You guys are what make comics work. Comics are way too expensive. You can get a Netflix subscription for the price of like 2 comics. So people really buy comics. They're buying a ticket to a conversation. And if people aren't talking about comics or talking, then comics don't exist. So if it wasn't for you, nobody would read them. No one would put food on my children's tables. So it's an honor to talk to you. You are the engine that makes the whole thing go, and I'm appreciative of.
Tom, do you enjoy when you show up in many conventions with all the fans? Do you enjoy the talk with them or with us?
No, I fucking hate it. It's terrible. I don't know why. No, I'm out. That's it. I'm walking. Yeah, no, I immensely love it. I love talking to fans. I love shaking hands. I love the energy of it. I love being among nerds. When I was a kid, I read comics. I read a lot of comic books, and I read them by myself alone because when I was a kid in the neighborhood I grew up in, you told somebody you were reading comics, the next thing you do, you were getting a fist in the face. They just call you a nerd and throw you in a toilet. So I hid it. It was a very lonely habit as a child. So to grow up, I didn't go to my first convention until I was 30. To grow up and sort of be surrounded by all these nerds who love the things I love and to think that I'm contributing to it, it's fun. It's like being amongst your own kind. I love it a lot. No, it's great.
What did you read in that time?
How old was I?
What did you read?
Oh, what did I read? Oh, I was a pretty big Marvel zombie. I was more of an Avengers guy. Even when I was a kid, X-Men were cool. So I was like, I don't want to be cool, so I'll read the Avengers. But yeah, this is like, I was 12. They say the best year of your life is the year you're 12, or like everything's stuck when you're 12. So I was 12 in 1990. So if that gives you some idea. So
yeah,
I was reading the Tom Palmer Avengers. I was reading the Chris Claremont X-Men, but I was also reading you talking to Jerry Ordway. I was reading Jerry Ordway's Superman, and then I was going back and I was reading. It was mostly mainstream stuff, not a lot of indie. I read some ElfQuest, some Alien Legion, but mostly Marvel and DC, just whatever they could put up. First Marvel, then DC when I was a little older. I bought everything I could afford on the shelves, and I'd go crazy. Like sometimes I'd be like, I want to read like the New Warriors for 50 issues, and I just love that. And sometimes I'd be like, I want to read Defenders. Sometimes I'd be like, I want to read every event. So I'd read like Millennial and like the crappy events and those kind of things. And I would back bin dive. I'd go to find 25-cent bins and I'd do that. So I'd buy old graphic novels and read like the old Kirby and stuff. I'd read Golden Age stuff and those things. So yeah, I was all over the place. But again, mostly mainstream, mostly just Marvel and DC.
Tom, here in Argentina, as when we told all the writers and all the authors that came here to talk with us, that here in Argentina we are more readers from DC because DC was was the thing that arrives here to Argentina, and so we can read everything. Then Marvel, Marvel here, it was shown here Marvel. But it was the mainstream Marvel after the movies. After the movies, they gave us. Yeah.
Fantastic.
It was a movie. Yeah, sorry.
It was when I was a kid, Marvel was a little cooler, and I think probably still is to this day. I started out, I did a book for Marvel called The Vision. It's a book I love, so I can't throw that company under the bus because they treated me real well while I was there, and even when WandaVision came out, they were really nice to me. It was because some of it was based on my stuff. Yeah. So I hate to be like one of those guys doesn't have a rival, but I've been at DC for 10 years. I love DC, but I have total respect for that company. Unfortunately, I wish I hated them because then that'd be more fun. We could do like a whole WWE wrestling thing, but I got nothing.
But since you signed the exclusive contract, you never come back to
I never came back. I was halfway through Vision, and I was like 6 issues in, and Dan said, "Do you want to write Batman?" And when someone says, "Do you want to," I was like, "You want to write Batman and do a Batman #1?" Only the third Batman #1. I had been writing comics for a year and a half at that point. and they said, "You want to do Batman #1?" And I said yes. It's like, well, you got to sign an exclusive, and I haven't looked back since. So yeah.
And you spoke about Batman, and here we have this was this run of Batman was the the return to comics in Argentina, because there was a period of time when comics we didn't have the access to DC comics in
Really?
Spanish. We had to buy them from
From
United
Spain
States,
and another.
Spain, wherever we could get them, and it was the return to Argentina from DC Comics, and the return was with Batman Rebirth,
Oh, that's
Superman
great.
Rebirth, and it was your run that introduced this Batman to a whole new generation. That's
God,
what that
I'm so glad I did not know that, because it would have been too much pressure. I would have cried. I'm glad I did not. I thought I was just talking to nerds who had just come off of Scots.
You
So
know,
thank you
this
for not telling me.
this run is very popular here. That
yeah.
it's sold out. It's
Oh.
totally sold out.
Oh, that's nice. Look at those beautiful covers there. I mean, you got David Finch, Jim Lee, and then Tony Daniel at the end. Man, that's a murderer's row of art talent right there. That Jim Lee cover. Let me tell you about that Jim Lee cover that's right in the middle there. That's not
Yeah.
that was an interior splash to Batman 50. And when Jim Lee drew it, he called me. Jim Lee is one of my heroes of mine. He's one of the best people in comics, and he's just the most talented artist of all time. He calls me and goes, "Tom, I'm going to give you this cover. I'm going to give you this splash." And I was like, "Jim Lee, you're going to give me a splash?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm going to send it to you." I was like, "Oh my God, I'm so excited." And then I go up to a con. He goes, "Oh, my art dealer accidentally sold it. Sorry." I could have had this. I could have had the original art. I was like, "How much did he accidentally sell it for?" It was like something like, $25,000-$30,000. I was like, oh my God, don't tell me this. So every time I see that cover, I was like, that should be hanging on my wall. Oh. Yeah, anyways. But it's a beautiful cover.
Yeah, it's amazing.
This run it's as you know, it's loved and hated for
Yes.
some people.
Yeah.
I'm from the one that read it slowly and love it, because all the how you worked on the psychology of Batman and his relationship with his father, and I I'm the one that loves the bat and cat thing, and
Yeah, me too.
and all that. But most people think that most people that hate this run most say because you're best fit for short runs, like mini series, like I don't know, like The Vision, like Mr. Miracle. What do you think about that statement, that you work better on shorts or mini series than on long runs?
Sometimes I think they're right. That sounds like it might be correct to me. I don't know. But then I think of that Batman run, and some of those issues are the best things I've ever done. I mean, I don't know. The Batman Annual 2, I think, is utterly brilliant. The date issues are great. The stuff I did with Finch and the Bane issues, stuff we did, the War of Jokes and Riddles, the City of Bane at the ends. And even some of the silly stuff where Penguin is fucking an actual penguin. They're like, sometimes I get hate on that, and so I start to doubt I like it, and then I go back and I was like, wait, I'm really proud of this. So
Yeah.
I can see their point. I can see, like, I mean, people have to know that Batman was double ship. It was with A-list artists. So I was writing it out of order. It was a challenge. I couldn't do big themes. I couldn't do sort of classic stuff. I couldn't do all that stuff I put into little books, because of sort of the challenges of just putting out a book twice a month. But I'm incredibly proud of that run, and there are moments in it that I think are the best writing I've ever done. So,
Tom,
it's okay. whatever.
Talking about the run on Batman, your run on Batman, there are so many characters and lovable characters. Which was your biggest problem on working on one of them, or which was the most difficult to write?
Poison Ivy was pretty tough because she has it's hard to make her. There were a lot of constraints on how to write her, and I think she's finally coming to her own of who she is as a character, and I think everybody wanted her to be what she is today, which is more of a good guy than a bad guy. But at the time, I was sort of being pushed to make her more of a bad guy, and the tension between those two things of me sort of wanting her to, and knowing what the audience wanted, and yet still pushing against it. I was a young writer. Sometimes you just got to give the audience what they want, and I wasn't doing that. So I thought I had some trouble with Poison Ivy, I'd say. Although I like the I like the art where she takes over the entire world. I think that's kind of fun. Any other characters that were super hard? I don't know. Now that I write the Penguin series, I don't think I wrote the Penguin perfectly back then. That was but those issues cracked me up, and but I probably was going the most crazy at that time. I wrote, I wrote a Constantine in one issue, and I did a terrible job. I can't write John Constantine. I don't know
the issue in the beach
when the beach.
I remember that issue.
Yeah. John Constantine is very fucking British, and I'm very fucking American, and it's hard for me to get. It's hard for me to. You have to know all the. He's like Liverpoolian. It's. I don't know the slang. I don't know the things. I don't know the right cigarettes. I just don't know enough to write him. I'm not British enough. I wish I was. No, I don't wish I was, but I wish I was if I could write Constantine.
And one of the highlights of your run was the no wedding of Batman and Catwoman.
Oh my god!
What happened with that? What
happened with that? No, it went perfectly. Nothing went wrong. It went perfectly. Nothing went. What happened? This is what happened. They were going to get married in issue 100. That was the whole point. We're going to do 100 issues. They get married in issue 100. And issue 50 was the halfway point, and it was a soap opera. And so I was going to have her leave him at the altar and then kind of fall apart and get back together. Because in a story, sometimes you go up and down and up and down. And so by issue 50, that was always the plan. And when the marketing team came to me and they're like, we're going to say this is the wedding of Batman because it's a wedding, I, being an idiot, said that's fine. And that was my fucking mistake. What I should have said is don't make it they are going to get married, make it will they get married. But the marketing team sold it as they are going to get married. And so a lot of people thought they were going to get married. And then before the issue came out, it got spoiled in the New York Times here in America that they weren't going to get married. And everyone got very upset, which they had every right to be because DC had told them that. I had, if you go back, look at my tweet, I didn't say it, but that was the marketing. And I didn't even, there were crossovers. I didn't write them. I didn't tell anyone to buy any other books. And then people just are to this day upset at me because of this wedding issue. And I feel guilty about it because I should have stopped the marketing. I should have done it. But it was, so the plan was they'd get married at 100. Now that plan eventually changed because of like corporate things that like have nothing to do with comics, that have to do with AT&T buying Warner Brothers and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Things that are way out of our control. And at the time they said to me, you can stay on the comic and write. They were trying to promote a new Batman, who eventually the Batman through the other Batman. And they said you can stay on it for the last 15 issues and set up that story, or you can have your own comic and find a way for Catwoman and Batman to get married. I chose that path and wrote Batman Catwoman. Unfortunately, there was a hiccup in that where the artist got a little sick, so they came out a little later. So by the time that came out, then the corporation had decided that they could be married. But if you look at my final issue 85, I say like, okay, we don't have the license, but we're actually married. Like I say it as hard as I can fucking say it. So I tried to give and then I gave an actual wedding in Batman Catwoman 12. So I tried to make up for my mistake with issue 50 as much as I was allowed to by a larger corporation.
When I read Batman, Catwoman, and I think the one of the stories of Detective Comic 1000. I think it's the introduction of Elena, and
Yeah.
that was something that I really like. I really like it from your run. Watching this future where there was no Batman, and how things ended, and how the legacy still prevails. It was something beautiful to read, something beautiful to process, because as the way you wrote it, with flashbacks, with flash forwards, it was awesome for me. It was awesome.
Yeah.
It's a comic that it has, as you said, it has ups and downs, but in the whole, it's one of the greatest Batman stories I ever read.
Oh, that's really nice of you. Yeah, I tried to give Batman, it's sort of an ideal death. Like he had lived such a hard life. I wanted to give him a good death. My tribute to Frank Miller. My whole run starts with him saying, "Is this a good death?" And so I gave him the death that I would want, which is, he's an old man. He's lying in bed. He's surrounded by his family. He's holding his wife. His children are in the room, and he fades away in the company of his family. So I wanted to say what happens after that moment was sort of what the third of Batman Catwoman was about. But yeah, I mean, Scott Snyder says, you have, if you've got a big run on Batman, you have to give him a birth and you have to give him a death. So that was the death I gave him, was sort of, I don't know, something ideal and romantic, which is usually what I write.
It's a real nice ending and very touching, because Batman has had a hard life,
He does, and he's a guy who had his family taken from him, and one of the miracles of Batman is that he rebuilds a family, right?
Yes.
Like he with the Robins, with Batgirl, with Gordon, with Alfred, he rebuilds an entire family. That's kind of, he turns his pain into almost an engine that creates, hope and love, and for a very dark character, there's something very special and touching about all that.
Yeah, and something that also marked your run was this statement that Batman can't be happy.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and that was something that marks me from the beginning of the run till the end, and it was something for me. It was something that it was always explicit, implicit, but no one ever leave it explicit in comics. And when you put it in words, it was like, it's true.
Well, at the time, I was like, I grew up reading, the best Batmans were always the ones that made him miserable. The Jim Starlin Batman, the Frank Miller Batman, the Bernie Wrightson Batman. They were all just stripping him down and making. I was like, what happens if we make him happy? Let's see what this character does when we actually give him some happiness. So I was just trying to find new room to grow in that character. It's hard because there's so many thousands of Batman stories written, but I was like, oh, there's room to run here. I can do something different. So I appreciated that. That said, since I stopped writing Batman, which was like 6 years ago, I've written a few Batman sort of series, and now I write a very miserable Batman. Like if you look at the winning card, there's this Joker series I just had out, or the Riddler thing I just did with Mitch, which won the Eisner.
Yeah, the one that won the Eisner.
Yeah. The Batman I like to write now is very street level, and he's very dark, and he's very intense, and he's different than the Batman I wrote for 85 years. All the kind of looking in his belly button, thinking about love. It's almost like I did it all. Like I wrote all those stories out of me, and now the Batman I want is the Batman from year one. Is that David Mazzucchelli, Frank Miller?
Oh
Batman.
yeah,
That's the only Batman I want to write these days. So I look at those as days of my youth.
Here is a friend of us, Dr. Sid, says that he loves your work on the Vision, and he loved that run.
Thank you so much. I was on a panel recently, and they're doing the Vision, so I had to reread it, and I hadn't read it in many years. And I got to the end, and I was like, "Holy shit, this is a sad comic." I was like, "This is terribly depressing." I was like, "Who wrote this thing? Why does he want to make me cry?" I was like, "This person is giving me pain." I could not believe how tragic it was at the end, and how it just cracks your heart open. I was like, "Oh man, I must have been in a state when I wrote this thing."
Well,
yeah, I was super proud that it still holds up. I like that.
Well, Tom, you know, most of your comics are emotional roller coaster because it has everything. It has happiness moments, sad moments, everything. Especially, for example, I think I got. Let me see. Especially this one.
Oh, what did I do? Oh,
Mr.
yeah,
Miracle.
Mr. Miracle. Yeah, that's my best. I think sometimes I think that's as good as I can do. I don't know.
Mr. Miracle is a real masterpiece. Mitch Gerard does an incredible work, and every panel, every word, it's a perfect match.
So touching, Mr. Miracle.
Thank you so much. That was, it came out of doing the Vision. I did the Vision for Marvel, and it made my career. It became a little bit of a phenomenon. And the head of DC came to me, and he's like, "Can you just do that again?"
Okay.
And I was like, "Oh shit!" I was like, "I don't know. I don't think so." Like, some people just have one, like you just have. You do your good one, and then you scrape by the rest of your career. But I was paired with Mitch, and we'd come off of Sheriff of Babylon together, and I couldn't. It was at a tough time in the country when everyone's like, "There's got to be good art that comes out of all this toughness," and I felt the sort of, I don't know, the need to live up to that demand. So I'm glad it came out. It's a very personal comic. I don't think I could write it today. I'm not sort of the same person I was back then. But look, I have it on my desk. I'm studying it for a thing. So I was recently.
If you come to Argentina please sign us. Amazing.
You guys sent me. I wish I had the translation.
Oh, okay.
Now you mentioned that you like the Fourth War and everything. What happened with the Fourth War script for Warner Brothers and everything that was written, that was supposed to become a movie and never happened?
I mean, it's kind of complicated studio stuff, but I work with Ava DuVernay, who was absolutely brilliant. And we went out, we talked about it. We wrote the script. I liked the script. She wrote half, I wrote half. It was a fantastic thing. And before it was even read by the studio, basically what they said was they kind of wanted to take Darkseid off the board for a little bit. They'd used him, or just that plot line they wanted to back off. And this was a New Gods script, so obviously it was very Darkseid based. And so
war.
It's for war.
That's what are you gonna do without? How are you gonna do Fourth World without without Dark? He's like one of the two New Gods. It's him and Highfather are the two. Yeah. And so so because of that decision to sort of back off from a Darkseid plot line, it was kind of shelved, it was sad. But I think in the long run, it's going to be good. It's going to be great. Now that we're sort of in the sort of the James Gunn, the new DCU era, I mean, there's so many good things coming. I don't look back. That was a fantastic opportunity, and I'm glad I got to do it. And hopefully there'll be, a ton of more opportunities like that in the future.
Maybe this, sir.
Yeah, like Supergirl.
Here my daughter she loves Supergirl. She really loves Supergirl.
My daughter also loves Supergirl. The little girl is named Ruthie, and that's named after my niece Ruthie, and she's she's about 2 feet tall. She's the smallest little girl you ever met, and she's just she's 6 years old. And I go up to her and I say, Ruthie, they're gonna make a movie out of you. She's like, oh my god, she's like.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah, I wrote that book for my daughter. I mean, it's a very. I sometimes tell people, I was like, this is a book for fathers of daughters, or daughters of fathers. It's very much, especially that one issue 6, which talks about her and her dad. It's very much dedicated to my daughter, whose name is Claire, who's the best. Her birthday was just this week, so yeah. I have there's the 2-page spread which makes me cry, which is stupid because why would I cry? I wrote it, but it still makes me cry when the daughter's like, why me? When Kara's like, why me? And he's like, because you're my little girl and I have to protect you. I committed the worst sin in comics. I took a issue and I took the staples out and I took the pages and I put them up on my daughter's wall so she could see that. So she could just hopefully remember that I wrote it for her.
Supergirl came out 2 weeks ago here in Argentina. For the first
2
time.
weeks ago. You just got it. Oh, you're like, what is this crap?
No,
we read it.
You guys are late to the party. It's been
Yeah.
out for like years.
Yeah.
We're late for some of the ongoing series and some series, but other ones like I don't know, World Finest, we're maybe or Nightwing, we're kind of there. We're getting issue 100, but we are late for the graphic novels. Like for example, I don't know, Human Target. Target, it's never got published here.
You never got Human Target? What?
No, and it's
for
me it's a heartbreak because I love JLA, Justice League International. They're my best.
You gotta read that if you love Justice League International.
I read it.
Oh, good.
I read.
Good.
We had to buy it from the United States.
Oh no, you had to go and get the English version.
I had to buy the English version to read the comic book because here it's not published.
Which is terrible because my Spanish translator is a lot better writer than I am, so I feel bad that you guys got the worst version.
And here 2 weeks ago got published Supergirl, and it was a real success. A real success because
that's great. That is great.
It was really surprising your take on Supergirl. I think it was something that really surprised people because they were expecting a conventional Supergirl. We always know, and it's more a grounded and more human Supergirl, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it started with me and Steve Orlando, a writer out here talking, because I got the Supergirl gig and I called Steve because he written Supergirl, and I was like, what? I don't miss. If I find her kind of, isn't she just distaff or female? Like, what makes her special? And with Steve Orlando of mine, he's like, well, the difference between Superman and Supergirl is Kara was, 14, 15 when she left Krypton, and she experienced it, and she experienced the death of it, whereas Superman was a baby and has no memory of it at all. And I was like, that just changed, that blew my whole mind. That's a whole different kind of person. I mean, people have portrayed her as alien before, but what I wanted to do is to talk about her as someone who's sort of been through something, someone who's a little tougher, a little more edgy, a little, different, a little less idealistic, because she's seen the worst of happen. She's seen her world destroyed, and not just once. I mean, her origin story is she saw her world destroyed 3 times. Because first, a piece of her planet was launched off, then that piece died, and then the rest of it died, and she was launched. So she witnessed 3 deaths of her own people, and what that does to someone, how it can harden them, and how it can make them, a little cynical and a little cool, and also a little cool, and make them, a little tough. And so that was the Supergirl I went after. And I'm glad to see it paid off, because I loved writing her. I love how tough she is. And of course, it helps that your team with Bilquis, who's just a genius artist. and just
it's a genius
absolutely
artist.
killed it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, she's
amazing.
It's amazing. And Matias Lopez did the colors and utterly brilliantly.
Oh.
So yeah, that it's a book that speaks for itself. I'm proud of. That's a book. I sell a lot of them because of the movies coming out. And every time I put it in someone's hand, I was just like, thank you for buying this because I know you're going to give it to somebody else and recommend it, because it just keeps going around the world over and over again.
Also, I imagine that when James Gunn says Supergirl based on Tom King's novel, you said
Oh.
yes.
Yes, we said yes.
Thank you, James Gunn.
Tom,
Sold out worldwide.
That's about right. Yeah, I think you fucking nailed it. Yeah, no, you got to the exact heart of it. That's exactly what I said.
Tom, I want to ask you about Supergirl because you wrote Supergirl. I know the story is for Ruthie. You know the story is told by Ruthie,
Yeah.
but we find a Supergirl that we never seen before, and that's lovely because you start the book saying us that she felt responsible of that she couldn't save her own planet.
Yeah.
She exiled to another world to try to fix her. fix
Yeah,
her.
that's right. And so turn her into what Clark already was, this sort of perfect human being, and how hard
Yeah.
that was for her. Absolutely.
Yes. It's very hard.
Supergirl is about two people's journey, and it's about vengeance, right? It's about, at the very beginning you have this Ruthie, and she wants to kill this man who killed her father, who destroyed her world, basically,
Yeah.
And Supergirl says, okay, I'm going to take you on the mission to catch him, because along the way I'm going to teach you a lesson of mercy, and I'm going to teach you why that means something. But on the way, Supergirl learns Ruthie's lesson. Supergirl learns that, she wants vengeance, that she has this anger that she's been holding back. And Ruthie learns Supergirl's lesson. So they start in one place and they go in opposite directions and come back and they're the opposite each other. So by the end, you have to have Ruthie talking Supergirl out. And to me, that's the magic, that you have two character transformations where they start in conflict and they end in conflict, about what it means to be just, in a harsh world.
Yes.
And speaking about the ending, there was something that was we spoke a lot because it was like an epilogue of the main story. When we see the future and grown up Supergirl and
an old
Ruthie, and that ending.
And she bops. Do they kill him? Do they kill Krem at the end? Is that the question?
It's like it's similar. It's similar to the Killing Joke ending explained by Grant Morrison.
We're talking about
I know exactly. Yeah, where he chokes him. Yeah, no, I know. You're among nerds. No, it's not. I've written endings that are supposed, like the ending of Mr. Miracle is not clear. It's supposed to involve you, where he is and where he's at. I've written ambivalent endings time and again. Supergirl is not supposed to be ambivalent. Krem lives at the end. He is supposed to be alive. The idea is he's reformed after 300 years. He's found mercy. He's found faith. He's found God. However you want to say it, he's reformed. But Ruthie doesn't ever forgive him. Ruthie's like, fine, you're free. And she bops him in the face and he falls down. He breaks his nose, breaks his teeth, whatever. But if you see in the last panel, he's reaching up to grab his head. So he's still alive. He's just, he has earned the world's mercy, but he has not earned Ruthie's mercy. And she's still pissed at him. That's how it's supposed to end. He's supposed to be alive.
I love the thing. Correct me if I'm wrong, Tom. You use something when they move to the planet with the dinosaurs and the monsters. It's a kind of homage to Supergirl the movie, because with like the like the Phantom Zone with Krem and everything like that.
The Dinosaur Planet was homage to my daughter because I was sitting with my daughter and I was explaining to her the oh, I hear a little one going here. Hello,
Yeah.
nice to see you.
Oh, she's my daughter.
Hello,
Camila.
Don. What's your dog, Camila? Hello.
I'm
Can I just
Camila.
say, I'm Tom. Nice to meet you. Can I just say your dad is awesome? I just want to tell you. I know you got headphones on, but tell her I said that.
No sé qué más.
Bye.
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 She's my successor.
I can tell, man. She's ready for a podcast. She's gonna be a
Yeah,
superstar.
She's
but
ready.
the other one not.
No, I got 3. Oh, we talking about something about Super?
About the Phantom Zone, the
My own
Flash,
daughter.
and
So
the
I'm-
Supergirl movie.
I'm telling my daughter about the Supergirl, and I was like, it starts with her getting drunk, and she has to go to a red sun to get drunk because she needs to lose her superpowers. And she's like, so a yellow sun gives powers, and a red sun takes them away. And I was like, yeah. And she's like, what does a green sun do? And I was and I was at the table, and I was like, you know what a green sun does? That's a whole issue. it gives Daddy an idea. I was like, a green sun has to. I was like, oh, that's like a kryptonite sun. They're like a wound. I was like, oh, so that the dinosaur issue was all my daughter's idea. I put it on her. She applied to schools recently, and I was like, Claire King came up with an idea for a comic book that's gonna become a movie. Like I put it in her freaking application.
No, but it's like when Kara went to the Phantom Zone. And,
It is. It
and
has a
met,
little Supergirl. Yeah,
yeah,
I can
it's
see it.
Yeah,
I can see
there's,
it.
there's also the Star Wars reference when they are.
Oh,
in
the
bar.
Star Wars reference
The
in
Star
the
Wars
bar, the
reference
cantina.
it's so cool.
It's
That
very
one.
So
Star Wars.
cool.
The cantina, yeah, very much so. Very much so. Everyone
I
loves
love it.
Star Wars. You can't get that out of you. It's in our DNA.
Yeah, indeed. Except the last 3, no?
Yeah.
Oh my god, so bad. No, I mean, I have no comment. No comment.
No comments. No
No
comments
comment.
about it. No comments.
Everything is good. Everything is good.
About
Except that. That's
And-
really no, it's
and-
good.
and there's a chance that you would come back to Supergirl, Stargirl. I was gonna say.
Oh,
Thinking about Jeff Johns.
Stargirl.
Sorry.
You're already thinking
Jeff-
about your better interviews. I get it. No. I
No.
understand.
Oh, what about Jack Knight?
Last time we thought,
Never.
what can we do to top Jeff Johns and Evan Rice? And we have to contact you.
Yeah.
You
No,
know?
you were like, now that we've done Jeff, we got to go downhill. That's what's
No,
Jeff Johns. Oh my God,
no.
Jeff Johns wrote Avengers when he was 24. When I was 24, I was in freaking Iraq. He's a superhero lifer. He's awesome. Would I do Supergirl again?
Yes, second part.
I would love to. I'd have to come up with a story. But I think I can do it. Because I'd want to do it with that voice again. I'd want to use Ruthie again. So I'd have to find a way to get that. Because I don't know if it translates to Spanish, but I love the voice in English. It's very fun to write. She talks in this kind of weird, like it's kind of a pseudo Western voice.
Yeah.
It's taken a little bit from True Grit and a little bit from the TV show Deadwood, where like these wandering weird sentences that are both formal but also have a lot of bad words in them.
Hattie was the name of the girl, right?
Yeah.
In True Grit, Hattie.
Yeah.
Hattie, right?
Hattie,
Yeah,
Hattie,
Hattie,
Hattie.
Hattie,
Yeah. So
yes.
I'd only do it with Bill Keese if she comes back. And Bill Keese and I are currently doing an indie project for Dark Horse called Helen of Windhorn. So once that's over, we'll see. I don't know. Who knows what's gonna happen? But I'd love it. I loved writing Supergirl. It was a fun. I did it. Back then I wasn't as busy as I am today. So I wrote them all back to back. I wrote issue 1, 2, 3 instead of writing one and then writing Mr. Miracle and writing something else. I just I spent a few months of my life just writing that, and I'd love to do that again. It was a good time.
Yeah. And you wrote Supergirl. You wrote Superman with Up in the Sky.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
So much fun.
A masterpiece of what Superman should be. It's something that I really loved. It's one of my favorite comics. I bought it
This is
one
great.
by one.
I don't know how much my
issues.
mother paid you to say all this, but I'm glad you're following through.
No, Tom, it's
No,
real. It's
no.
true. It's real true.
I,
It's true.
I'm speaking with my heart, and as a comic book reader for a long time, Tom, because what you did, this homage to all Superman eras, and it it represents the best of what Superman should be. Your mini series, and it was, and they were like 6 issues, just 6 issues,
Yeah, 6
and
issues. Yeah,
they were
12 short stories. Yeah, because each issue had 2 stories in it. Yeah, so 6 issues.
and it was a perfect Superman story, a perfect Superman story, a Superman story that everyone should read, because there's one story from that run that I really love. That is the one with the Flash. That is that where he speaks, where Flash speaks how he leaves Superman winning the race. It's amazing. That's amazing. That's
Yes,
amazing. I don't know how you come up with these ideas.
I mean that whole series was was with Andy Kubert, who Andy is a god of comics. I mean his
Yeah.
father's one of the founders of the medium. He's been doing it since he was 13 years old. And Andy and I just one day we're drinking beers at a bar, and I was like, what do you want to do on this Superman thing? And he's like, let's just do everything. And I was like, let's do it. So I didn't know I'd ever get a chance to write Superman again. So I was like, I wanted to write the Flash Superman race. I wanted to write Sergeant Rock meets Superman. I wanted to do like a Lois Lane thing. I wanted to do it like a classic a Silver Age concept where Superman and Clark Kent get separated by lightning for no reason, and just keep the eye on the ball of why Superman was an awesome character. And Andy and I did it in this kind of experimental way where every single page is a new scene. So it was a challenge structurally to put the whole thing together. And except for the last 2 pages, every single page is a new scene, which allowed us to tell a lot of story in a very small space. So I love it. Yeah, I just found out. I think they're going to reprint it here in the States, which is good. It's been out of print for a while. Yeah, that book is. It's a little miracle book because it was an experiment in distribution, which means that when it came out, it was just in Walmart. You guys have Walmarts in Argentina? You have that Walmart?
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Oh,
Not
it's
anymore.
okay to not have them. They're huge box stores, and they put them in the back of the Walmart, like on a back wall that nobody knew where they were, so nobody bought them. I was like, this is the best comics ever done, and like 20 people were reading them. They were very hard to find. So it's amazing that comic found an audience.
And then you have the good luck that it was collected in hardcover and trade paperback, and here in Argentina it came.
It
came
got
a
to
couple of
Argentina.
years-
That's insane. That's
It's
crazy.
a
complete.
couple of years ago in Spanish, so we can
Wow.
read it in Spanish.
No, I'm super proud of the book. I especially like the last issue when she's just asking him all the questions, and she asks him if how do you fly Superman? Something has to go back to go forward. And he's like, do you fart to fly Superman? And so that's I like that I wrote that in a comic book and didn't get kicked out of DC. That I implied that Superman is constantly farting. So that's my legacy right there, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you also wrote the Flash here in this event.
Oh yeah.
This event, this event that most people found it controversial.
Oh, it was definitely controversial. See, I've done some controversy,
fair.
guys. I've taken some risks. I have not lived my life in the safe zone. I like
The idea of talking about their scenes and their going to psychologists in this, it's great. It's everything. I really love the Batgirl scene because there's no dialogue. That Tom, it's really, really, really amazing. is one of the best things I read in my entire life.
I love this series. I've never. It's controversial because it was cast poorly. People did not like that the Flash was sort of revealed as the. He's not the killer. He doesn't kill anyone in the book. He loses control of his powers. But that got kind of spun out where people were saying the Flash killed a bunch of people, which he doesn't. And so that's what's controversy. But the actual book, if you actually read it, is about, dealing with a life of violence and how that affects your mental health and how that affects you deeply and how that can scar you, as anyone who has dealt with a life of violence can tell you. And so that's the book. You asked me in the very beginning, do I like signings and stuff? A lot people come up to me at signings, every signing I have, and they'll tell me, I was, they're former guys who fought in the military, they're cops, they're whoever, and they'll be like, I was in a really bad place and this brought me back and saved people. I mean, it sounds arrogant, so I'm sorry, but they say it helped them. And so people are like, Tom, do you regret? I was like, I don't regret that for a fucking second, man. People told me that saved their life. That's a perfectly that to me, I can't be more proud of that. I regret putting the Flash in it. I wish I'd used a different superhero, but I adore that book for that reason. And it's got the art in it is by Clayman. It's by Lee Weeks and Mitch Gerrits, and it is wonderful. I was just looking at a Mitch page that I posted on Instagram where Joker's getting smacked by Harley, and I was like, oh man, that art in this book is outstanding. Yeah.
Yes.
No, I love that book. And I got to write Booster Gold, who's the most fun character to write in comics. Yeah. He makes me laugh so
two
much.
Times
he's
because
also,
you wrote it on Heroes in Crisis and Batman.
And Batman, and I put him in Human Target too. So I put him wherever.
Anytime anyone
will let me write Booster, I will write Booster.
With the donut shop. The donut shop is amazing.
With the donut shop. Where he's got the shitty donuts.
It's amazing. That book is amazing. It's really, really amazing.
Yeah, no, I love
it.
He has the opening and nobody shows up for it, and then he cuts it with the laser. He cuts the ribbon with the laser and blows up the shop. I love Booster, man. He's so much fun. He is, because I like him because he's always good intentioned and he always is on the good guy's side. But sometimes things go poorly for him, and I get it. I
really love the cover. The cover of the Human Target, the first issue.
Oh God! Oh my!
It's amazing.
Greg Smallwood is a genius. He's a genius. I cannot believe Human Target. When I got the two trades, they finally arrived to me, and I was like, I'm gonna look through this and see if it's okay. And so I'm flipping through this book and I'm reading it, and I was like, this is everything I ever wanted to do when I got into comics. I don't know if I'm not saying it's the best thing I ever wrote, but in terms of like just my ambitions of what I wanted comics to be, I wanted them to be sexy. I wanted them to be cool. I wanted them to be about deep themes like death and love. I wanted them to be romantic. I wanted them to be retro and funny, and to be about comics itself, about the JLI and Human Target, and just every single thing I wanted to comic book to be Human Target turned out. And so and it was all thanks to Greg Smallwood. I had no idea he would be this good. I was shocked. It was something truly special every issue. Wow, look at those covers. Look at that. It's like it's like brilliant 1950s illustration art, but in comic books. I can't believe it.
Yeah, and the sequential art and how it's the story is told. It's really, how you said, it's like watching an old movie from spies, from a detective, and here's the mistress that comes to the office.
He's Cary Grant. He's Hitchcock.
It's Hitchcock. It's Cary Grant. It's based on the actual character is based on a Dick Powell, an old noir star, kind of having a little sense of humor. Yeah, I write a lot of characters. I write a lot of male characters. I don't write a lot of cool characters. Like my characters aren't cool. Like say with Superman, Batman, they're desperate. They're never cool. Human Target, Chance was cool, and it was fun to write someone really that cool. Yeah, he's just cool as ice, man. He's awesome. He never gets upset. He's just like always in control. He's awesome.
There's a part that I always remember from this comic book that Greg Smallwood portrays him as George Clooney. It's George Clooney. he's waiting on the bag when Ice and Blue Beetle are dealing with a bear, I think.
Yeah.
And so he's there, and it's George Clooney. And I always, when I read it, I've seen a couple of parts that I was. This is George Clooney. This is Cary Grant. This is and goes and goes and goes. And the book, it's awesome. It's
Yeah.
I think the something that really got me into was the JLI, because here
We are
in
huge fans,
Argentina, the JLI, it's super popular
They're the
because
best. They're awesome.
It's my best league. For me, it's my best. I'm,
No,
Kyle,
it makes sense.
I'm the first defender of
it's Mario's.
JLI. It's mine.
It was
my
my
league.
Justice League growing up. When I was a kid, the JLI was I thought that was the Justice League. I didn't know there was supposed to be Batman, Superman. I thought it was supposed to be Guy Gardner and Blue Beetle and Martian Manhunter and Mr. Miracle, all those guys. Amazing.
And the middle cover in the center, the cover in the center is Bewitched.
Which,
It is.
Bewitched.
It's a very little bit bewitched there. Yeah, it's that
it's
little
nice.
that little touch of magic. Yeah, for sure, 100%.
Amazing.
Ice was so much fun. Ice. The reason Ice is in that book is because my youngest, who was like 8 then, Ice, for some reason I can't understand. Kids are weird. Ice was his favorite character. That was his favorite character in all of the superhero world. I don't know why. Like, he saw a cartoon with it and just like got lost on. Maybe he likes ice in his soda. I don't know. But so Ice was the number one. So I would always come to the dinner table and be like, I'm writing Supergirl. I'm writing Mr. Miracle. He's like, is Ice in it? I was like, no, Ice is not in it. I can't do anything. So I wrote Human Target, and I was like, I need a suspects. I knew what the mystery was, but who are the suspects? I was like, I am putting Ice in this book just so that goddamn child respects me a little bit. I'm fucking tired of him.
When we saw the suspects, when I saw the first time the suspect, I called Kai and said, "No way!" Remember saying, "No way!" It's amazing. It's a great book. It's great.
Now, and how are they portrayed? It's amazing. As I told you, Tom, here in Argentina, the JLI, it's huge. Introduced a lot of people to comics in the 90s, and it was one of the comics that here in Argentina published an Argentinian editorial called Perfil, and all the people who read those comics are called Perfil Generation, because
really that's amazing.
And they publish Superman, JLA,
Batman,
Flash. That I leave Mario that tells the story about what happened with Flash here in Argentina.
Do you have the comic book, or
will amuse you?
Do you have the comic book, right?
I think I had.
What happened with Flash? I'm in suspense here. What did you do with poor Flash? Couldn't have worse than
Perfil Generation. Perfil is a publisher. It's a publisher,
Gotcha.
And they have many here in Argentina. We had many magazines and everything, and they couldn't publish Flash because they used that name to a gossip magazine.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So they changed the name of the Flash, called Flushman.
Foolish man?
Flushman.
Foolish man.
Like the toilet. Flushman.
A flush man? Oh my god, no way. No way. Flush man. Did anybody know? Does it translate? Oh,
Yeah, they did.
Yes.
But it was the only way out to publish the Flash. So
The
we got
Wally West run
the
after
Wally
the
West
crisis.
with Mike Baron.
that's
gave
okay.
him-
Someday I hope to write Fleshman. That's all. If I could write Kite Man, I could write Fleshman.
Well,
I'm
you
gonna
know-
do it. I'm gonna bring him back.
We interviewed
Jeremy
ah,
Irons.
Jerry Ans.
Oh yeah,
And
he's a flush expert.
Well, we show him this, and he made it canon on Flash.
He made it
7.
canon. He put it in
He
the
made
book.
it canon. He put it in the book. He made it canon.
In
put it-
No, that's your
781.
That's your
781.
influence, guys, man. You push a button and comics move. That's impressive. I'm amazed by that. All right, someone's already beat me to Flush, man. Well, that's
And
okay.
it was great to read when Flash comes to Argentina, and a kid calls him, "Hi, hola, Flushman," and it's Kid Flash says to Wally, "What?" Wally said, "Forget it. I'll explain it you later."
It's amazing.
Flush, man.
And Jeremy
I love
put
it.
us on the
Yeah.
comic book as an ice cream shop
Aw.
owners.
Oh, that's so sweet. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, that's great.
It's amazing.
Well, famously, Captain Marvel was stolen by a British publisher and called Miracle Man. They were publishing him, and then Alan Moore started writing that stolen version of Captain Marvel as Miracle Man, and that's why we couldn't buy that series for 30 years, because they had retitled the same with the so if Alan Moore had been in Argentina, we could have the unpublished
Flashman.
Flushman. It could have been the first Watchmen. Could have been Flushman. I'm just saying.
And you mentioned Watchmen, and you also step in the shoes on the world of Watchmen with Rorschach, another jewel of the crown for
that book.
us.
Whoever translated it into Spanish deserves a Nobel Prize, because that book it's popular in the U.S., but it's much more popular in Spanish-speaking countries. I don't know why. I can't tell you why. It was just whoever translated it. I owe him so much money, because it just hits. I go to Spain, I go to South America. People love Rorschach. I love it.
It's amazing, the concept of Rorschach in this book, because I love spy thrills. I really love spy thrills.
Me too. I lived one for a little while.
yeah, we know. And this is a perfect story. It's a very perfect story in the universe of Watchmen, because the thing of Rorschach, they saying, "Oh, what happened? Rorschach is alive." No, he took the concept, and you took the concept to the Rorschach, and it's amazing. All the run of the presidency and the plot, it's great. It's amazing.
Well, I mean, the idea was in the beginning, I very much didn't want to do that book. I didn't want to write Rorschach. I get enough comparison to Alan Moore, and you never win. It's like running against Flash. You'll lose against Alan Moore. I did not want to be compared to him. They asked me to write that book with Mitch. I said no. The only reason I agreed to do the book is because Jorge Fornes had done some work with me, and I just thought he was a genius. And I thought he was so good. And they were going to let him go. He was going to go to Marvel. I was like, you can't let him go. And they're like, we have no projects for him. I was like, I'll do Rorschach. I'll do this book you've been begging me to do if I can have Jorge. And that's I did it just for that reason. And the number one thing I wanted to do once I had the book was not do anything that affected Watchmen. Watchmen is a perfect gem of a perfect book. And I very much didn't want to be like, here's here's another sequel. Here's like something to tell you about how this was different and this is different and this is what happened next. I didn't want to do any of that. So I purposely sort of set it outside of the Watchmen characters, using even Rorschach himself is not actually in the book. It's someone sort of pretending to be Rorschach, or attacking identity, depending on how you read it. And so that's how the book got formed, that you could tell that after I saw the TV series, the Damon Lindelof TV series, I was like, Watchmen isn't about the characters, right? It's about this kind of theme. It's more of a genre.
Yes.
I like how he used it. It wasn't like, because too much. Sometimes if you do stuff like you asked me before to do, like, would I be interested in doing Jack Knight Starman? I wouldn't at all. Like, I think that's just perfect, and it's a perfect gem. And if I did it again, it would just read as a cover song of what James Robinson did. And it would be a bad cover song, be like covering the Beatles. You'd never hit it right. And so I didn't want to do another cover song of Watchmen. But so then I saw the TV show, and I was like, oh, the TV show isn't Watchmen again. It's taking those genres, it's taking that concept, and it's pushing new boundaries, which is what Alan Moore had done. Alan Moore's Watchmen, to do it again just the same would be a violation of Alan Moore's edict, which was to break new ground. So that's why I started out with no 9-panel grids and sort of a different kind of vibe to the whole thing. So yeah, I'm really proud of that book, and it's all about Jorge. It's all about what he did with it. It's fantastic.
So what you did with Jorge is what DC always does with Watchmen and Alan Moore. The reprints, every year you took Jorge in order to he didn't go to Marvel. So
that's right. That's exactly what I did. I treated him like Watchmen. Well, we got to get him. We got to keep him here. Yeah, no, I pulled a Watchmen on Jorge.
Jorge is a great artist. When we talk with Jorge, with Kyle, I think it was the third interview. I don't know which was, but we talked with and he showed the first things about the Rorschach.
Yeah,
and we said pages. That the first pages of Rorschach, and we said that he's similar. His style is similar like David Mazzucchelli. So we love it. We love it. The story and it was printed. I don't know, 2021. Remember, Kyle? 2021. This.
2021.
I can't take credit. Most of my artists, like Bilkis, I was kind of teamed with. Even Mitch, I was teamed with him. Jorge used to send me on Twitter back when Twitter was a good thing. He used to send me his art and be like, "Look at me drawing." I'd be like, "Oh my god, that guy draws like Mazzucchelli. What's he doing?" At the time, he was selling used cars or fixing cars in Barcelona, and I was like, "What?
What are you doing?
What are you doing? You should be on Batman." I lobbied to get him on the Batman title. So I consider Jorge to be one of a personal discovery of mine. One of the best things I ever did to comics was bring Jorge in, was to find a way to bring Jorge in. So he's the nicest fucking guy. Jesus Christ, he's nice.
He's a great man.
He was so nice with us. And there's a spread page in Batman that I love it, and I bought that issue just for that page. That this room all with the lights out and the windows. Reflecting Batman and the shadow of the things. It's something that it's absolutely incredible.
Yeah, we did one this Batman Annual 4 we did together where I was like, I want to do, because it was kind of my goodbye to Batman after being on it for 5 years. I was like, I'm going to do 7 stories in 7 different genres. So I did a romance story, a mystery story, a science fiction story, a monster story, just to show that Batman can be used sort of for anything. Mm-hmm. And that's when I was working with Jorge, and I was like, oh, Jorge's not just good. Jorge's like a genius. Like he can do things that other people can't. And so, I'm looking at my wall now, and I'm looking at Jorge art. I absolutely adore it. We just did a book called Danger Street together, and I got the second trade of it, and it's brilliant. I am the luckiest comic book writer in the history of comics in terms of the talent I've gotten to work with. I don't think no one's gotten better talent there. Maybe like Stan Lee. Okay, fine, Stan Lee. But after Stan, there's me. In terms of getting lucky with your collaborators.
And why do you enjoy a lot working with second layer characters? Like, I don't know, for example, in Danger Street, the Creeper, Atlas, Lady Cop, and they work. And when you read it, it's like, oh my God, I want to read more about this character that I never read, or I read 2 issues like a decade ago.
I mean, every character has worth. Every human being has a story. Even the most boring person on Earth, I want to talk to that guy because, goddamn, he's the most boring person on Earth. What a title to have. I want to see what this guy's life is like. And then you're like, well, what about the second most boring person? That's interesting because that guy didn't quite get the title. So he must be pissed that he's not boring enough. So that guy's story to me is also very interesting. Everyone has a story. You have a story. I have a story. I always think that so to me, there's always something interesting in every single character. And I love pointing it out.
Tom, we want to pitch you one character.
I'm ready. Is it if it can't be
Yeah.
Flesh
It's-
Man?
Yeah.
It's no,
It's not Flush Man.
No. It's very touching for us, and it's the question.
The question. Oh, which question though? The original
Big Sage.
question.
Big Sage.
Vic
Sage.
Yeah, Vic Sage. Yeah,
Vic Sage,
that's the
of
one I
course.
would like. Yeah, I'd love it. It's hard. It's hard because the Denny O'Neil run is so perfect with the Zen character. I love that run. But yeah, that would
But with Jorge,
with
With Jorge.
Jorge. You know
Jorge.
the funny thing about the question is it would not be hard to find artists because artists love the question because they don't have to draw a face. So
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
so it's a little cheat. So that sounds great, guys. Let's fucking do it. I'm in.
Oh.
Let's call it DC.
What's-
Do a paranoid thriller. Do a 3 Days of the Condor.
yes, of course. The Conversation, French
Yeah, dude, the
Connection.
conversation. Yeah, dude.
Everything.
Yeah, one of those crazy 70s ones. Oh, yeah, that would be fucking good. Yeah, dude, the conversation. Yeah, that's an awesome book.
It's
Yeah,
an
very awesome movie.
amazing movie.
Yeah.
Is there any character that you didn't wrote and you would like to?
All of them. I mean, yeah. I mean, there's it's called Marvel Comics. I would love to write any Marvel comic. My standard answer to this is the Thing from the Fantastic Four. I love the Thing. I have a place in my heart from when I was a kid. There was this comic, Marvel 2-in-1 #7, which is maybe my favorite comic book of all time. And it's the Thing. It's like every superhero, like all the big tough superheroes in the Marvel universe, have to fight the champion in a boxing match, and they all lose like one by one by one. Then comes the Thing, and the Thing is not the strongest guy. He's not as strong as the Hulk. He's not like as powerful as Colossus, but he goes round 1, round 2, round 3, and the champion's like, I don't understand. Everybody else fell, but you're still up. And he's like, I'm just too ugly to quit. And I'm like, holy shit, I'm too ugly to quit.
Yeah.
Oh, that hit me right here. Oh man, I'm too ugly to quit. Yeah, no, I would love to write the Thing. Just that's all it is. I'm too ugly to quit.
What about a guy called Frank Castle?
Oh yeah, dude, fucking yes. But I mean, here's my problem with Frank Castle. Similar to my problem with Batman, I could not do a Frank Castle Punisher comic that's better than Garth Ennis and Jason Aaron. I can guarantee you, I can do good. I'll do as good as I can, but it's not going to be as good as what Garth did, and it's not going to be as good as what Jason did. So, like when I was on Batman, I was like, I'm doing hard. I'm working hard on this. I am not as good as Frank Miller. I mean, I know. I fucking knew it. Frank Miller in year 1 in 4 issues wrote the best Batman story. I wrote 85 issues. That means I had a chance every 4 times for 85 issues, and I kept missing. Think of the failure rate on that, just in terms of mathematics. So that would be my problem with Frank Castle. I would love to write him, but I'm not going to do better than Garth did. I'm not going to do better than Jason did. They wrote perfect Batman, perfect Punisher stories.
About the 80 issues, one thing I loved about the 80 issues is that it was a long time since the same writer spent 80 issues writing a character, and it was like 20 issues, change of writer.
Yeah.
20 issues, change of writer, and the story. It's like you finish reading it and you didn't know if you read the original story of the mix of 5 writers, and that was an old school thing that we were used to when we read comics the writer that wrote, I don't know, 100 issues, 200 issues, and they Claremont, for example,
with X-Men run.
He maintained things
for 14 years. He wrote X-Men. My God.
Yeah, my God.
Peter David.
Peter David on the Hulk. He never stopped writing the Hulk.
He's still writing the Hulk.
He's still writing it. Yeah, he's still going. Yeah, no, I agree, and I'm on Wonder Woman now, and I'm trying to do it again. So we'll see how it goes. I'm writing issue 14 today, so I got. I'm started. The start has happened. We'll see if I can get another 70 out of me or so. I don't know.
She's a great character too. She's
hard. She is a hard character to write. I love her, but it's harder than Batman and Superman. It is a challenge to write Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
And it will cross over with the Absolute Power event because
it will.
The Sovereign appears then.
Yes, yeah, this event is crashing into my book, and I love it. When I was on Batman, I purposely avoided crossovers because I was just I was focused on sort of this love story. We had the button. It wasn't like we avoided them all together. But we didn't overlap with a lot of the other stuff. But when I got on Wonder Woman, I said, do you want us to do that again? Do you want us to isolate you so you can tell sort of your story? And I said, no, bring it all on. I want to do crossovers. I want to do guest stars. I want to be part of this DC universe because when I was a kid, that's what I loved about comics. I loved, I came in like in X-Men Inferno when, the X-Men were crossing over with the Avengers and X-Factor and all. And just, and then Acts of Vengeance came next and all that stuff. And then I went back and read Crisis on Infinite. Like I love that stuff as a kid, and I want to do it again. And as stupid as like I love Grant Morrison on Justice League when he's like, here I have Electric Superman. What a stupid concept, but he makes it cool. He's moving the moon. Like I think there's always good shit in that. So yeah, so Absolute Power is coming. Tony Daniel, my old friend from Batman, is coming on to draw some crossover issues with me. And they should be cool. Yeah, he draws a fucking great Diana, so it's gonna be good.
Yeah, Daniel Sampere did an awesome work.
Oh my God.
An incredible work.
Don't get me started on Daniel. He's fucking perfect. I don't know I don't know. Whatever he's eating, I want some of it. That's all I'm saying. He's fucking great. And fast. He just keeps pushing up. He did the first 6 plus a backup. And then the first one was a 30-pager. He did a crazy amount of comics. And all of it, it's so much easier to write when you know someone's going to make it beautiful. I was writing a page today, and it was Wonder Woman, and she's walking on the beach into the water, and that's a pretty boring thing for a superhero to do. That's the fucking she walks on the beach and goes into the water. But I knew the way Daniel drew it. I could see it in my head. I could see the water reflecting off the sun. I could see how gorgeous she is walking into it, and I was like, this when he draws it, it's going to be lyrical. So yeah, it helps to have to work with a few geniuses now and then.
It's amazing.
Tom, and what are your future projects besides Wonder Woman and the independent? There's a comic you're writing about dogs.
Yes, I'm writing a comic about dogs. I am. I'm writing a comic. So I have a comic called Helen of Windhorn, which is like a Conan the Barbarian book, which I love with me and Bilkis. It's the whole team from Supergirl, even the letterer. And I'm doing a book called Animal Pound with Peter Gross, and it's
Animal Pound.
Animal Pound. It's do you have Animal Farm in Argentina? Do you know what that book is? Animal Farm.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's like a sequel to Animal Farm. Animal Farm is a tale of like what if fascism arrives from the left. This is a tale of what if fascism arrives from the right, as told through a metaphor for animals who are our pound. So it's about a bunch of animals who create a society inside a pound, and it all goes wrong. And so it's a really happy book, and it just makes you laugh the whole way. No, it's horribly depressing, but it's I think it's one of the best things I ever did. I just absolutely love it. Peter Gross is killing it. Yeah, and so it's all about sort of how society goes from wanting to be free to being captured. Basically, that's that old story.
Have you read Red Rover 1 from Garth Ennis?
Red Rover 1? No. Oh no, I have not. You find the one weakness in my comic collection. Fine. Expose me, Argentina.
It's a comic book from Garth Ennis about dogs surviving an apocalypse, a zombie apocalypse, and they Porsche.
This is not We Three by Grant Morrison. This is different. This is another one.
It's different. It's different. It's they are dogs. Dogs speaking like dogs.
Dogs speaking dogs. All right, I'm in it. There's a lot of dog books now. Pornsack's doing a dog book, and there's another one. Yeah, there's a lot of dog books. So I'm one of the 3 or something. Yeah, but animal future stuff I have going on. A lot of Wonder Woman. I think there's 2 new mini series that are going to come out from me. So you'll see some minis like kind of like Supergirl-ish, kind of 6 to 8 issue kind of things. Okay. I am doing a shit ton of Hollywood. That is now my new life. I'm now I live in DC, Washington, DC, here on the East Coast of the U.S., but I spend half the month in Los Angeles where the movies are made working on movie stuff. You're
writing movies or TV shows or
I'm doing a lot of everything. So I'm after 10 years of writing comics nonstop, I'm now doing half comics, half Hollywood. So my you won't notice that my comic production going down because I got a lot banked. But eventually I'll be doing mostly Wonder Woman and some side projects. I think is sort of what the future holds.
Okay.
Tom, do you have something, or did you read something about Argentinian comics?
No, I know nothing.
You know nothing about stuff.
I don't know anything about my. Yes, I know. What is amazing in Argentina? Like what do you guys love there?
We have the greatest novel here, graphic novel called The Eternaut, El Eternauta.
Oh, okay. I gotta get it.
They tell there called Mafalda. She's a little girl that she speaks like an adult.
Oh, I'm in.
She's amazing. She's amazing.
And they've been translated in English where I could read them?
I think so. I think so.
The Eternaut,
yes. It's in English.
This is great. How wonderful to come on and get comic book recommendations. You guys rock.
It's a sci-fi story. It's a sci-fi story and an alien invasion in Argentina.
I love sci-fi stories. All right, I'm in. That sounds great.
It's amazing.
Oh, awesome. Good to hear.
Great stuff. And we have a lot of things too.
Well, Tom, we don't want to steal you more time. We're going to thank you very much for your time and consideration and to be here joining us, speaking about comics, speaking about your career, your experience, and all the things that we love about your books and all the behind the scenes that we would like to know, and it wouldn't be possible if you wouldn't be here.
You guys have been way too nice to me. You've been fantastic. You've been kind. You've been super cool. And thank you. Thank your fans. Thank you for showing up. Thank all of Argentina, where apparently you guys buy my books. I'm sure you're lying about that, but it's just in the small percentage chance that you're not lying. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It means absolutely the world to me. And I can't tell you this, I'm just a stupid kid from Southern California. The fact that I would write something that would go and be in the minds of people, on the other side of the world just blows my brain. Thank you. That's all. I'm just filled with gratitude. That's all.
Thanks to you, Tom, because you're the real hero behind the stories.
Damn fucking right. I've been saying that the whole time. Don't believe a fucking.
Please don't go. We're gonna say goodbye and stay there, please. Muchas gracias, gente. Mr. Tom King here. Nada, un lujazo. Y vamos por más.
Sí, totalmente.
Más, y apoyen, dejen su like, suscríbanse al canal, y nada. Por más.
Gracias a todos. Vamos por más.
For more Tom King comics.
Yes, for more Tom King.
Hasta luego.
Thank you.